Hi guys, I'm Claire from the Kitschy Kitchen and I'm here with my friend Olivia.
LoveHealthFitness.
And we are doing all things Valentine's Day today. And that's right, Galentine's with a G. That stands for a girl's Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it's all part of our girls' guide, so
it's gonna be really fun. So this is some fun ideas for what you can do for a girl-centric Valentine's Day party. So I am making cake pops. You should check out Olivia's video on how to make pie pops.
yeah, only 2 ingredients, guys.
It's insane.
What?
Yeah, mine's not quite that awesome. Mine is definitely cake pops, which cake pops are a little bit more involved, but the result is super cute and they're really fun. So what I have here to start my cake pops, so basically it's 3 steps. First is forming the cake pops, then you put them in the fridge, and then you have to add the stick, the lollipop stick, and then once you let that set, then you just roll them and decorate them. So it's pretty basic, but to start I have some pre-made cake that I've crumbled really finely. And this is the key, you actually need to really work it and get it really, really fine. If you have lumps of cake, it kind of looks like a bumpy, gloopy glob. It doesn't look very pretty, and you want these to be spherical or as spherical as possible. I have about 2/3 a cup of coconut whipped cream. I like using coconut whipped cream instead of frosting because it gives it a lighter texture, but if you do want this to really bind together, then frosting is totally fine as well. And then my secret ingredient is rose water.
Ooh, fancy.
I know. Well, I thought for Valentine's Day, chocolate and roses make perfect sense.
Perfect.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing, chocolate and rose cake pops, so it'll be really fun. All right, so first step is I'm going to add the coconut whipped cream.
Love coconut whipped cream.
It just has such a delicious flavor. So that's getting added in there, followed by a little bit of rose water. And then I'm just basically mixing it all together. And what I'm looking for is just for it to get moistened and kind of clumpy. It should just sort of naturally be forming together. And you can see it's already starting to kind of form kind of a dough. And this is the chocolate cake recipe from when I made Mexican hot chocolate cupcakes.
Ooh.
The difference though is that I just took out the cayenne and cinnamon, so it's just a standard chocolate cake. And so for, I'd say about 1 sheet pan, so 1 9 by 13 inch cake, it's about a cup of coconut whipped cream whipped, and then about a teaspoon of rose water. But I'm doing just a small batch today. All right, so now the fun part begins, and you can help me with this.
Okay.
Where we need to form the cake. So you wanna make little like 1-inch spheres. So you can do that by just putting it in here, and you should see it kind of just immediately comes together.
Oh yeah, it's super easy.
Yeah, it's not, you shouldn't be wrestling with it. There you go. Yeah, cute, right? It's great. And so you just pop it in here. And you don't want them to be too big because if they're big, once you add, you're actually gonna be adding a lot of layers of sort of white chocolate on the outside. So it ends up becoming really big really quick, and you do want these to be pops. So I'd keep them about like 3/4 of an inch diameter.
Not like a jawbreaker.
Yeah, because then it's like, well, how do you eat that? That's just insane, yeah. And that's it. So now I'm gonna pop these in the fridge for just about 30 minutes to 60 minutes. You just want them to firm up because if I were to try to stab these with a lollipop stick right now, they would kind of crumble apart. Yeah, they would really not be a great situation. So I'm gonna put these in the fridge for just a bit. So our cake pops are kind of out of the fridge right now. So they have solidified, they've sort of come together. And so now we're going to add the lollipop sticks. So I have just standard lollipop sticks, and I am gonna add a little bit of melted candy melt to it. And this is gonna help everything sort of stay in there.
It's like the glue.
Exactly, that's the perfect way to describe it. It is like the glue. And because otherwise, if you just were to stab these with a lollipop stick, it would just kind of like fall and twirl around. It's pretty annoying. So here we go. And I am using, you can see, a lot of different candy melts. So I actually started with this, and you can use white chocolate as well, but I actually prefer using the candy melts because white chocolate can seize up really easily. And so candy melts are kind of a little bit more of a no-brainer. You can find these almost anywhere in the baking aisle. You can also buy them online. But basically what you do is you microwave them for about a minute and they get nice and soft, stir them together. And then what I did is I separated them out into different colors so I have a really beautiful ombre kind of thing going on. Yeah, I thought this was really pretty, and I just added a couple drops of food coloring. You want to be careful. If you add too much food coloring, it will seize up, so you add just a teeny bit at a time. But yeah, I did just sort of from 0 color to a little bit more. So it's just really soft and pink and just pretty.
And girly.
Very
fun
girly.
and girly.
Very feminine. And then I'm gonna put some crystals on here. This is sugar crystals and then really cute pearls.
Which are my favorite. I saw those and I was like, these are awesome.
It's gonna be really fun. So basically, once I finish putting the lollipops in, I'm gonna set these again for about 30 minutes just to make sure everything is really solid. Because once you start decorating these, you wanna make sure that they are a sure thing. All right, cool. So I'm gonna pop these in the fridge again and then we're gonna start decorating.
Woohoo!
So we have our cake pops, we will start decorating them. So the way I'm doing this is first I have my lightest color, so I'm dunking my entire pop in this. So I want to just coat it pretty thickly and I just kind of keep twirling, and you can see why it's so important that your cake pops have a really nice texture to them, because otherwise it's going to just kind of come through in the melted chocolate. So I just let it go around like this, and if there's any extra, I just kind of scoop it off with a spoon. And this is the nice thing, is because for this I don't actually need them to be perfectly flat, I use a spoon to kind of help mold my cake pops the whole time. And if you're trying to decorate these really finely, what you can do is let these like set on wax paper or upright, and then once they're fully dry, then you can decorate them. But for me, because I actually want it to stay wet, because I'm using that as part of the decoration technique. So my goal is to get a little bit of texture. So then I dunk it into the next color about 3/4 of the way down. All right, and then I just do halfway down on the next color. And then I do the very tip, the very top, and that. And then before I add just the very nice top pink part, I'm gonna kind of take my spoon and just sort of run it around a bit. Because what I'm doing is I want to create this sort of almost like a rose petal texture. So.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so you just
Super
kind of,
fun.
yeah, you just kind of run the spoon around while it's still nice and melty. And then I'm gonna throw this in to the final color.
This is such like a fun thing to do with one of your girlfriends.
Oh, it's a great activity. It's actually really helpful if you have a girlfriend to kind of just, make it happen. Because otherwise it's a lot, they are a lot of work. I mean, they're beautiful and they're fun, but it is a time investment. And so the easiest one to do, so you can see like mine's kind of forming.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it's got some texture to it. So if you want it to be, the easiest one to do is just to dip it in the very top with the crystals, just like that. So then it gets this really cute halo of sparkle.
It's all fancy.
It's real fancy. But if you want it to be extra fancy, you can let this sit for about 10 seconds and then you go in and you add a pearl all over. This is fun. So what are you gonna do? You think you're gonna dunk? You can also dunk it in pearls.
Yeah.
Just go aggressive with it. Let me see.
That is pretty awesome.
That's
not
pretty,
gonna lie.
That's pretty special. And they're done. How cute are these? Oh my gosh.
I think I'm in love, guys. So cute.
Well, it's an appropriate feeling to have considering the holidays. So, right? I mean, I love these. They're so festive. They're so fun. The combination of dark chocolate and rose water is not only delicious, but just perfect for a Valentine's Day party. And I love these paired with Olivia's beautiful pie pops. You have to check out the video on that.
Yeah, 2-ingredient pie pops.
Amazing. Like so simple, so fun. But all of these are really festive. I think they make the perfect treat for your own Valentine's Day party.
Yeah, so if you guys do, make sure you guys use the hashtag Girls Guide and show us all of the cool Galentine stuff that you guys are doing.
Yeah, make it fun, make it festive, share it with us. We really want to check it out, and make sure to check out Olivia's channel as well.